Hi, this is Edith, Instructional Innovation Trainer at Klamath Community College, and in this video I'm going to go over the File tab of Microsoft Word. So I have opened a Word document. I do have some information in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go over to my File tab. I now have some information about the document, what the size is, how many pages, how many words, how much time I've taken to edit it, when I modified it, and who was an author on the document. So if I actually shared this with another individual, that person would show up. I can also add an author from my contact list. I can also click on show all properties, and it just gives me a little bit more information about the document. So I can protect the document, so I can mark it as final, and that just creates it as a read-only document so nobody else can edit on it. I can encrypt the document. I don't know that there's really a need right now for us to ever encrypt a document, but you can password protect it if you needed to. You can also restrict editing here, which limits other users from making changes where you don't want them to. I can also restrict access, so if I don't want somebody to have access to this document, I can change that, or create, stop them from editing or copying or printing the document as well. And then I can add a digital signature if I need to ever do that. Again, these are just things that are available. You may never use them. It's just nice to know that they're there. I can also inspect the document to see if there's a problem with it. Maybe I want to make sure that some of my personal information isn't out there. I can also check the accessibility. This is definitely something that you might want to think about, especially with students with dyslexia or color blindness. Is it something that they can read? If they're going to miss a color? I do have some programs that actually will help you identify those things. One thing I do recommend is if you are using when you're using fonts, that you use fonts that don't really have a lot of the curly cues on them for students, if you know you have a student that's dyslexic, because it does decrease their ability to read that document. And you can also check for compatibility on the document and see if it's compatible with other versions. And then we can manage the document. Now, this is again something that is really good for when you're collaborating with other individuals. Under new, you can actually search here for templates. So that's what this is here. I actually found a template for a calendar because I wanted to be able to write on a calendar and have it posted somewhere. So I actually went in here and I typed in calendar. So you can do that with just about anything. And it's just kind of like a form that you can fill out. You know, you don't have to build it. It's already been built for you. So that's what it looks like. And then over here is also different information on the types of templates available. So if you don't like anything in here, maybe you want to do something different. You know, maybe you want to go to a monthly calendar or an annual calendar. You have all of those kind of informations here. So this is all based on the calendar search word. I can actually just go in here also and look by industry. And then I have all kinds of information there as well. So when you open, I do have my OneDrive connected, so I can actually access my OneDrive right from here, or I can browse and do it that way as well. There are other options here. I don't think many people use them, but if you do, this is where you would find it, where else you can open documents from. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and do a save because I have not saved that document, and I'm going to go ahead and save as, and you can see then I can do a save as, and I can change it into any folder. I can browse a folder, so I have those options there. Again, we've talked about the PDF, so if I just click on that and I just click save, it will save it as a PDF for me. And there it is in a PDF form. The history, this kind of gives you information about the document, when it was saved, what the current version is, when what happened during that time. Printing, so I can print as many copies as I want. I can select my printer. Perhaps I don't want to print here, I want to print elsewhere. I can pick those there. Printer properties, if you come in here, you can change some other things here, especially if you're using a printer that does color and you don't want to use up the color, you can go to black and white. You can change the sizes, whether or not you want to change from layouts, you maybe you want 2 pages per page, up to 16. A little unreasonable, but you can do that there. If you have access to a printer that has staples, you can also do that here as well. And then how you want to have this set up. So perhaps I want to do collated, or I want to add staples. So again, I do have access to a printer that has staples, so I could just select that there instead of having to print it and then staple it myself. Change the orientation, page size, margins, all of that there. And then again, we can share. When I first did the overview, this was actually saved to the cloud, and now you can see it change because I actually do have it saved on my OneDrive, so I can click on that. And then I can invite people using my address book and say, you know what, I want them to come in and be able to do that. I can also click here and say I just want them to view instead of edit, and I can give a note here. And you can also say I want the changes to save or not. But then once that happens, when you share the document, you can actually see people when they share with you if they have the document open. It's sort of like Google Docs, so I just do want to point that out because I'm trying to encourage you to move to using OneDrive versus Google Docs if we can get there. We can export again, just creating a PDF. We don't really need to get into that if we don't want to. It's just a lot of information. Closing the document. So I can close out of the program just clicking on that, which I don't want to do. You can change your theme. So perhaps I like clouds. I can put, it just changes it up here. It doesn't really do anything. It's just a personal preference. What do you like to see up there? So usually I put, I prefer spring, just because I like spring. I can find out information about my license here. It's just what Microsoft requires from me if about, regarding using their program. You can't change the product key. I wouldn't recommend it. You can, but it's already installed for you, so please don't change it there. You can change the office theme. So there's colorful, there's dark gray, and then there's white. It just depends on what you like. I know that some people would prefer more colors, but Microsoft has not gotten that far, or does not feel that's important, I guess. I can also add a service. Perhaps I want to add YouTube here, or I want to add some different storage. I can do that here as well. I can add a photo if I want, so I can click on, choose a photo, and then I can, something would open up so that I can pick a photo. I can get some basic information about me. So this will take you to a website, so just so that you know that. I can also sign out of Microsoft Office, and I can also switch my account. So perhaps I have a personal account that I want to go to. I can do that here. Options I will cover in a different video because there is a lot of things to go over. So if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, need some more help or information, please feel free to contact me at warden@claremontcc.edu, extension 340, and you can find me on Skype for Business. I am on between 7 and 4, Monday through Friday. I would be glad to IM with you, or chat with you, or video conference with you, whatever works best for you. Thank you, and have a great day.